My people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within. And before we jump into it today, guys, I want to do something that I rarely do, and that's thank you. Thank you, guys, for the engagement on YouTube, for the engagement on TikTok, which is quite interesting. TikTok family is growing. Meli was mentioning to me, one of the boys, of course, Spy 2 member, Real Madrid fan, Meli official, was telling me that I should go live on TikTok for the watch-alongs, for games. And I'm considering it, guys. Your boy is new in the podcast space, and I'm learning the tricks of the trade. And I don't want to be on a live and not engage properly. But when I'm ready, we're going to go live on TikTok. We have to, right? We have to. But I hope you all are good. Got a different form of segment. It's been a few days. Last time I spoke, we spoke on how Cole Palmer needs to be rotated in certain games and Joao Felix deserves more minutes. I'm going to speak on players that I feel will most likely not be at Chelsea in the next few months. Come the end of the season, it's possible, highly probable that we won't have these players with us. And it's sad because some of them, it's not their fault. Most of them, it's not their fault. There's preference when new managers come in. A lot of things happen. You could be a quality player, but you don't fit the system. Maybe in terms of energy. It could be things off the ball. It could be qualities off the ball in the football sense. So it's interesting, but painful, like I said. First one, the one that's been speculating and swirling all over, Christopher Nkunku seems to be unhappy, according to people in London. As Africans, we get the outlets, we get the information, we look at Daily Mail, we look at New York Times, but it makes sense in terms of a football perspective. Christopher Nkunku's our top scorer, most goals in the Conference League. Did he sign for Chelsea to play Conference League football when we're playing Premier League football? Of course, we're a Premier League club. Did he sign to play cup games? No, he signed to contend and play in the biggest games. So against Arsenal, he needs minutes. Against Liverpool, he needs to start those games. And Christopher Nkunku is unhappy. And Man United, of all teams, of all clubs, are the ones that are lurking for our French striker slash cam. Actually, Nkunku's a central attacking midfielder if he needs to be. He can play on the right wing, he can play on the left wing, mostly effective in the cam position slash striker. But we will probably lose Christopher Nkunku, and he's in his prime. 26, 27-year-old. Most attackers are in their prime. They understand the pitch more than they ever could in their earlier years. So Christopher Nkunku, where will he be? I highly doubt he'll be at Chelsea next season, guys. Second player, we're going to go with one that hurts as well, Connie Chukwuemeka. So Chukwuemeka joined us from Villa for I think 15 million, and he was a Thomas Tuchel signing actually. And since then, Connie Chukwuemeka's career has been like this. It's been turbulent. Injuries, of course, have stricken him. That he's been at an injury-stricken time since he joined Chelsea. He tried to come into the team last season, though. Last season when Poch came along, he had a spell and he scored a brilliant goal and then got injured. In the game where he scored his first Chelsea goal in the Premier League, he got a major injury. Since then, we haven't really looked at him. He comes on in Maresca's football system, but he plays right wing. He hasn't really been deployed as a cam. He was given a chance in pre-season under Maresca. He was one of the few players that got a lot of minutes in pre-season, but Connie Chukwuemeka has been shunned out and is likely to leave Chelsea. I don't know if it hurts most of us, but it hurts me because I think he's a bright prospect. Very bright, still young. Third player, Axel Disasi. Now, Disasi has been playing right back, but he's a centre back. We know this, guys. And he was good under Poch, I remember the game against Man City. I think the 1-1 draw. The first one was a thriller, 4-4. And then at Etihad, he was solid. Really solid performance. Actually sort of pocketing Erling Haaland when City were trying to find Haaland. And we all know Haaland had supply at that time. But Disasi had a good game and a good season overall under Poch. He was one of Poch's preferred players. I think first on the team sheet vibes. But since Maresca arrived, it's a different agenda, different chat. Almost out of the team. He's a B team player that gets a lot of minutes in the Conference League. He's actually scored in the Conference League. But in that, no, there's nothing else for Disasi. Beno Badescu was likely to stay actually, but Disasi is the one who's likely to leave I think he's probably unhappy in the background as well. Fourth player, Casadei. Casadei. Now Casadei is an interesting one because he played under Maresca at Leicester. And I felt that the fact that he's being called back to Chelsea when Maresca joins Chelsea, plus we're signing Kieran Dewsbury Hall, I thought Cesare Casadei and Dewsbury Hall would be more in the plans. But they're just backup players in Maresca's system, which is funny. Maresca must have found more quality that he could work with. These were probably championship players, in his opinion. But Cesare Casadei is young. He's effective when he does get minutes for us. He's played 2 games so far this season. Not enough. Not enough for a player that's trying to be groomed into a great midfielder in the future. And he's good. He's even getting called up for Italy. So I think Cesare Casadei would definitely move on to get more minutes. Sort of like a Cole Palmer move, you know? The way Cole Palmer left City, just to ensure that he's not a bench player and that he gets minutes in and out. So I think Cesare Casadei, if we don't change the dynamic around him at the club, we won't have him much longer, guys. And he's a good player. Brilliant player on the ball. Brilliant player off the ball as well. Box-to-box midfielder if he needs to be. Or a DM. He could literally be a defensive mid in any system. Fifth player, and this one I don't know. This one could, you guys could laugh. Or you could say yay. Or it could be yee. Enzo Fernandez. I don't think Enzo Fernandez will be a player at Chelsea next season. Now, could it be as early as Jan? I doubt it. I think January, no, he's our vice captain. But he's probably unhappy with the dynamic that Romeo Lavia is preferred for the big games. And he did not sign either. Similar to Nkunku, Enzo Fernandez did not sign for Chelsea to be in the B team. Not at all, guys. So he's probably going to move on. And somehow, some way, out of all teams that are looming in the background, or the rumors that are swirling, are that Real Madrid would be interested in Enzo Fernandez because they seem to be disinterested in Tchouaméni. It seems Tchouaméni will be moved on in Jan or come end of the season from Real Madrid. And apparently, Carlo Ancelotti sees Enzo Fernandez as the replacement. Maybe for control. I don't know how Madrid are trying to play their football, but in terms of control in midfield, I do see how Enzo Fernandez offers a different dynamic to Tchouaméni at Real Madrid. But Enzo Fernandez hasn't shown us at Chelsea. Hey, maybe Real Madrid knows something we don't know. Let me not criticize our player. Enzo Fernandez definitely unhappy with the fact that he's not a first team player. And Romeo Lavia is younger. Moise Caicedo is younger than Enzo Fernandez. So it's going to be rough to get him back in the team, honestly. For him to get back in the team. And consider dynamics like Andre Santos returning to Chelsea. Raksaki, who's debuted now for Chelsea, could now elevate into the first team because he has good control. And I think he offers the same profile that Enzo Maresca expects from Enzo Fernandez. Which is sad for Enzo Fernandez because this is a 100 million signing. You know, and Chelsea fans, of course, there's going to be a lot of memes. You know, your 100 million signings on the bench. What happened? The other 100 million signing in Moises Caicedo is the 100 million that's working so far. Not that Enzo Fernandez is bad. He will be useful in a lot of games. But will he be at Chelsea next season? I doubt it, guys. And those are my 5, guys. There could be more. You know, the other players on loan, guys. But I see most of our players on loan never returning. Trevor Chalobah, Armando Broja, you know, Raheem Sterling, of course. I don't see that. I do see perhaps Andre Santos, unless we sell. And there's a small gap I see for Leslie Ugochukwu. Ugochukwu's an 8, a typical 8 that works in Maresca's system. And I see with some development, he could make it under Maresca. But he might get sold as well. Chelsea, getting attached to players is not good. It's not healthy. Don't do it if you're a Chelsea fan. Let's get it, y'all.